You know that feeling, right? You pop open the YouTube app, maybe not even sure what you want to watch, and there it is. A perfectly curated list of videos that just feels right. It's kind of magical, isn't it? A mix of stuff you already love and new things you didn't even know you were looking for. Like 1 minute, you're watching a movie trailer. The next, you're down a rabbit hole of cooking videos. And your home screen just keeps up. It feels like it knows your tastes, your mood, your random curiosities, sometimes even better than you do. But that raises a huge question. How on earth does one single system cater to the unique tastes of over 1 billion different people, all at the same time? Well, the secret is actually laid out in this amazing paper from Google's own engineers that pulls back the curtain on how it all works. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the massive problem they're facing. Then, we'll get into the clever 2-stage funnel they built to solve it. And finally, we'll see exactly why going all in on deep learning was such a game changer. So, first things first, we really need to appreciate just how monumental this problem is. The engineers behind YouTube's recommendations are dealing with 3 enormous challenges 24/7. First up, you've got scale. We're talking about picking the right videos for you from a library of literally millions. Then there's freshness. Hours and hours of new video are uploaded every second. The system can't fall behind. And finally, there's noise. Our viewing habits are messy. The system has to find a clear signal in all of that, well, noise. So how in the world do you tackle a problem that big? Well, the answer is surprisingly elegant. You build a funnel, a really, really smart one, powered by deep neural networks. And this is the core idea right here. Just picture a funnel. At the very top, the widest part, you've got every single video on YouTube, millions and millions of them. The whole job of this system is to filter all of that down to just the handful of videos that pop up on your home screen. So this funnel works in 2 main stages. First, you have what's called candidate generation. Think of this as the broad search. Its job is to take those millions of videos and find a few hundred that are generally relevant to you. Then, stage 2 is ranking. This is where it gets really precise. It takes those hundreds of videos and figures out the absolute best ones for you, right now. All right, let's dig into that first part, candidate generation. This is really where the magic starts, where the system sifts through that massive ocean of content. At its heart, this network is basically a giant collaborative filter. What does that mean? It's learning from what you do and also what millions of other people do. It's looking for patterns, like which videos people tend to watch together. So it's not just about what you've seen, it's about what people like you have also seen. And it's looking at all sorts of signals to figure this out. Your watch history, of course. Your search history, that's a big one. It even looks at your demographic info, which helps it give you decent suggestions even if you're a brand new user. But there's another really interesting one, the age of a video. Yeah, they actually built this super clever feature called example age. See, the problem is that machine learning models are naturally biased towards the past. They love old, popular stuff. This example age feature basically fights that bias. It forces the system to pay attention to brand new videos, giving fresh content a real chance to shine. And this chart, wow, it shows you just how well it works. The blue line is how popular a new video actually became. Now look at the green line. That's the model with example age. It tracks it almost perfectly. But the red line, the old model without it, it completely misses the boat. This is literally how the system spots a viral hit before it even goes viral. Okay, so stage 1 is done. We've gone from millions of videos down to just a few hundred relevant ones. Now it's time for stage 2, where things get super focused. It's time for ranking. You know, it wasn't that long ago that the main goal for recommendation engines was just to get you to click on something. But the YouTube engineers realized this creates a huge problem. If all you care about is clicks, you end up promoting videos with crazy titles and thumbnails. You know the kind. You click and then leave 2 seconds later. We all have a name for that. Yep, clickbait. So annoying. And the thing is, getting a click is easy, but it's a terrible way to measure if someone is actually satisfied with the content. A click just means you were curious, not that you actually enjoyed it. So this is the key insight. YouTube had to completely change its objective. They realized the real goal wasn't just getting a click. It was finding content that leads to meaningful engagement. And what's the best way to measure that? Simple, watch time. That's it. The entire job of this second ranking network is to look at that list of a few hundred videos and predict one thing: How long will you personally watch each one? The videos it predicts you'll watch the longest? Boom! Those go straight to the top of your homepage. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds incredibly complicated. Two separate gigantic neural networks working together. Is all of that complexity really worth it? Does it actually make the recommendations better? Well, let's look at the data. The engineers asked themselves a pretty straightforward question. If we make these networks deeper, meaning we add more layers so they can learn more complex patterns, do they actually get better at their job? And the results are just crystal clear. This table here shows the error rate, basically how often the model gets it wrong when predicting watch time. With no hidden layers, a simple model, the error is over 41%. But look what happens when they add a layer, then a second, then a third. With each step, the error rate drops significantly. The takeaway here is so simple. Deeper networks really do equal better recommendations. That word deep in deep learning isn't just a buzzword. For a problem this messy, you need that depth to understand all the subtle connections and give us recommendations that are just flat out more accurate. So let's bring it all back home. What does all this complex tech mean for you when you open the app? Well, it means the recommendations are more personalized than ever before. It means the system can find and show you new viral stuff way faster. And maybe best of all, it means you see less clickbait and more videos you'll actually watch and enjoy. It's a seriously powerful system. And it leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. If an algorithm can understand our viewing habits with this much detail and accuracy, what does that mean for the future of all personalized content?